Hello students, today I am going to start class 6 social science geography chapter 3 motions of the earth part first. What we are going to study? Our study content is rotation, effects of rotation, revolution, effects of revolution, equinox and solstice. As we know, our chapter name is motions of the earth. Students, I want to ask you, do you know how day and night happens? Do you think how seasons change? What is the reason behind it? So many things happen in all over the world. Do you think about that? Everybody, we see that the sun rises in the east. By afternoon, it is right over our head, and by evening, it sets in the west. In ancient times, this made the people to think, to believe that while the earth is stationary, the sun and other heavenly bodies move around the earth. As we know that all the planets in our solar system, including the earth, rotate on their axis. The planets revolve around the sun in their orbits. As we know, the two major types of motions of the earth are called rotation and revolutions. Okay students, there are two types of motion of the earth, that is known as rotation and revolution. Now we will see rotation of the earth. What is rotation? You might have seen the sun rising in the east and setting in the west every day. However, it is the earth spinning motion from west to east that creates the impression of the sun rising and setting. This motion of the earth on its axis is called rotation. One complete rotation takes 24 hours or one full day. The period of rotation is known as the Earth day. In simple words, you can say that the movement of the earth on its axis is called rotation. The earth spins on its axis from west to east and completes one rotation in 24 hours. One rotation of the earth on its axis is what we call one day. The axis is an imaginary line running from North Pole to South Pole. Now, what are the effects of rotation? The Earth axis makes an plane angle of 66 1.5 degree with the plane of its orbit. This plane is called the orbital plane of the Earth. Due to the Earth's nearly spherical shape, at any point of time, one half of it has day while the other half has night. The rotation of the Earth causes day and night. The side of the Earth which faces the sun has day, and the side of the Earth faces away from the sun was night. Just imagine what will happen if the Earth stopped rotating one day. One half of the Earth would have permanent daylight and the other half would be permanently in the darkness. Because the Earth rotates from west to east, it appears that sun moves from east to west in the sky. During the rotation of the earth, different parts experience different phenomena of day and night. When it is noon in India, it will be sunset time in places in the east of India. Places like London in the west will have their sunrise, USA, which in further west will still have their night at that time. Effects of rotation is effect on tides also. Tides are another effect of earth rotation. If one lives near the sea coast, the rise and fall in water level at different times of the day is visible. When the moon is directly overhead, its gravitational force pulls the water in the oceans and causes water to rise. This is called high tide. And when the moon is further from the earth, the water level decreases. This is called low tide. This movement happens twice a day. Okay, students. Now, apparent diurnal motion. Apparent diurnal motion, what is it? When the earth rotates, one part of the earth faces the sun, and the part which faces the sun has daylight, while the opposite side, which is away from the sun, is in darkness and experience night. This daily movement of the earth is called its diurnal motion. Next is circle of illumination. What is this? Listen. The imaginary line that divides the day from the night on the globe is called the circle of illumination. The circle does not coincide with the axis. The circle that separates day and night is called the circle of illumination. Circle of illumination is an imaginary line which divides the half of the earth which has daylight from the half of the earth which is still in darkness. Because the earth axis is tilted, the circle of illumination is not along the axis. The axis of the earth is not straight. It is tilted at an angle of 66 1/2 degree with the plane of the earth's orbit around the earth. The inclination of the axis is always in the same direction towards the pole star. It is because of the inclination of the earth axis that the length of days and nights keeps changing. The days are longer in summer than the nights and in winter we have longer nights and shorter days. If the axis of the earth was not tilted, days and nights all over the world would have been equal throughout the year. Next is revolution. What is revolution? Revolution of the earth. The movement of the earth around the sun is called revolution. The period taken by the earth to complete one revolution is called a year. One revolution is made up of 365 days, 6 hours, 9 minutes, and 9.54 seconds. Usually, we consider the period of one year to be 365 days. The extra 6 hours in 4 successive years are added together that amount to one day. So after 4 days we get a year with 366 days instead of the usual 365 days. Such a year is called a leap year. To make it convenient, we count only 365 days in a year. The balance of about 6 hours add up to 24 hours or one day after every 4 years. This extra days is added to February every 4 years. Thus, after every 4 years, February has 29 days instead of the usual 28 days. Such a year is called a leap year. A leap year has 365 days. Okay, students? Effects of revolution. Our next topic is effects of revolution. In general, there are four seasons: spring, summer, autumn, or fall, and winter. As the earth orbits around the sun, its axis always remains tilted at 23 1/2 degree in the orbital path. This means that as the earth revolves, the northern hemisphere faces the sun and half of the year and tilts away from it. It also means that different locations on the earth face the sun at various times of the year. This constant inclination of the earth on its axis combined with the revolution of the earth causes different seasons. When the northern hemisphere faces the sun, it receives direct sun rays. So it is summer in the northern hemisphere and winter in the southern hemisphere. On the other hand, when the southern hemisphere tilts toward the sun, it gets direct sun rays. So it has summer while the northern hemisphere has winter. The earth orbits the sun is an oval or elliptical path. So the distance between the earth and the sun varies during revolution. The earth takes 365 1 and 4 days to complete one revolution around the sun. We do not have the same weather throughout the year. A year is divided into four seasons. They are spring, summer, autumn, and winter. This change of season is due to the following factors: the rotation of the earth on its axis, the revolution of the earth around the sun, the tilting of the axis of the earth. During the year, the seasons change depending on the amount of sunlight reaching the earth as it revolves around the sun. When the northern hemisphere tilts toward the sun for a period of 6 months, it gets more sun and heat, hence it is summer in the northern hemisphere. And since southern hemisphere is at that time tilted away from the sun, it is winter in the southern hemisphere. When the northern hemisphere tilts away from the sun for a period of 6 months, it gets less heat and sun. So it is winter in northern hemisphere. Since the southern hemisphere is at that time tilted towards the sun, it is summer in the southern hemisphere. The hemisphere that is tilted toward the sun is warmer because sunlight travels more directly to the earth's surface, so it gets less scattered in the atmosphere. You know, students, at the equator there are no seasons. Every day of the year, the equator receives about 12 hours of sunlight. The poles remain cool because they never get direct sun rays of the sun. During winter, when a pole is tilted away from the sun, there is no daylight at all because there is no sun. However, during the summer, a pole receives sunlight all the time and there is no night. If the Earth's axis of the rotation was perpendicular to the plane of the ecliptic, the direct sun rays would always shine on the equator, and the days and nights would be of equal duration in both the hemispheres. This would be only two seasons in the year, summer and winter. So these are the effects of revolution, changing of seasons, varying length of day and night, changing altitude of the midday sun at different times of the year. Next is equinoxes. What is equinoxes? Is equinox. Equinox means equal nights. Since days and nights at this time are of equal duration, that is 12 hours. You know, students, a day lasts 12 hours and a night lasts 12 hours at the all latitudes. Equinox literally means equal nights. Sunlight strikes the earth most directly at the equator. This occurs twice a year. Spring equinox. Spring equinox, when it happens, when the sun rays are falls directly on the equator on March 21st. On this day, the duration of the day and night is equal throughout the earth. It is springtime in the northern hemisphere, so it is called spring equinox. Autumnal equinox. Again, the rays of the sun are falling directly on the equator, and day and night are equal all over the earth. It is autumn season in the northern hemisphere, so it is known as autumnal equinox. March 21st is the spring equinox for the northern hemisphere and autumnal equinox for the southern hemisphere. September 23rd is the autumnal equinox for the northern hemisphere and spring equinox for the southern hemisphere. It is neither very hot nor very cold in both the hemisphere. Our next topic is the student solstice. What is solstice? It is the time of the year when the midday sun is directly overhead at the tropics. Solstice means students standing still of the sun. Standing still of the sun. Summer solstice. On June 21st, the Earth's North Pole is tilted directly toward the Sun. So the midday sun is directly overhead at the Tropic of Cancer. The longest day and shortest night occur on 21st June in the Northern Hemisphere. Winter solstice. On December 22nd, the North Pole is tilted directly away from the Sun, so the midday sun is directly overhead at the Tropic of Capricorn. The shortest day and longest night occur on 22nd December in the Northern Hemisphere. All the above conditions are reversed in the Southern Hemisphere. Varying length of day and night. You may have wondered why the daytime is longer in summer and shorter in winter. This is because of inclination of the earth on its axis. During summer, a large part of the northern hemisphere remains inclined towards the sun, so there are longer hours of day and night during summer. In contrast, a large part of the southern hemisphere is away from the sun, experiences longer hours of darkness, and therefore has longer nights. However, the areas around the equator have 12 hours of daylight throughout the year. Solstice and equinox. Solstice and equinox. Now students, we have already studied about solstice and equinox. But what is the difference between solstice and equinox? The biggest difference between the equinox and the solstice is that solstice in the point during the Earth's orbit around the Sun, at which the Sun is at its greatest distance from the equator, while during an equinox it's at the closest distance from the equator. The days are longer around the summer solstice and shorter around the winter solstice. When the sun's path crosses the equator, the length of the nights at latitudes plus L degree and minus L degree are of equal length. This is known as an equinox. There are two solstices and two equinoxes in a tropical year. The day of the summer solstice is the longest day of the year, and the day of the winter solstice is the shortest day of the year. Winter solstice on December 21st, 22nd. It is the shortest day of the year. Summer solstice June 21st, 22nd. Longest day of the year. And equinox means equal day and nights. It means 12 hours and 12 hours night, 12 hours day. Spring equinox on March 21st, 22nd, and autumnal equinox on September 22nd and 23rd. Okay students, thank you.